February 13th, 1945. For the people of Dresden, Germany, it was the night the sky itself caught fire. In one of the most debated and devastating air raids of World War II, Allied bombers unleashed a firestorm that consumed a city and left a permanent scar on the conscience of history. The city burned, thousands perished, and even today, the world still asks, why? Before the bombs fell, Dresden was celebrated as the Florence of the Elbe. It was a jewel box of Baroque architecture, a center for art, music, and culture. Militarily, it held little strategic importance, housing few key industries or army installations. However, it was a major railway hub, and as the war entered its brutal final months, the Allies were determined to cripple Germany's ability to move troops and to shatter the morale of the German people. The assault began on the night of February 13th. First, British Royal Air Force bombers flew over the city, dropping a lethal mix of high explosives and incendiary devices. Their goal wasn't just to destroy buildings, but to expose the flammable interiors for what was to come next. Hours later, American bombers arrived, followed by another wave, and then another. In just 2 days, over 3,900 tons of bombs rained down on Dresden. This relentless attack created a phenomenon of almost unimaginable horror. A firestorm. The thousands of individual fires merged into a single, massive inferno, creating a swirling vortex of superheated air. Temperatures soared to over 1,500 degrees Celsius. The wind it generated was so powerful it could suck people into the flames. Buildings didn't just burn, they exploded from the intense heat. Those who sought refuge in underground cellars were either incinerated or suffocated as the firestorm above consumed all the oxygen. The exact number of casualties is still debated, with estimates ranging from 25,000 to over 100,000, the vast majority being civilians. So, was it a legitimate act of war? The Allies maintained that crippling Dresden's transport network was a military necessity to aid the advancing Soviet army from the east. But critics, then and now, argued the scale of the bombing was disproportionate and vengeful, a deliberate act to terrorize a civilian population. Even Winston Churchill, who initially approved the strategy, later expressed his doubts, questioning the sheer intensity of the raid. The bombing of Dresden was more than just physical destruction. It was a profound act of psychological warfare. It was a terrifying demonstration of Allied air power, a stark message to the Nazi leadership that no corner of Germany was safe. But it also raised deep ethical questions about the rules of engagement and the price of total war questions that continue to challenge us. In the decades since, Dresden has been painstakingly rebuilt, its beautiful landmarks rising from the ashes. Yet, the memory of the firestorm endures. Every year, memorials are held to remember the lives lost. As one survivor poignantly recalled, "We weren't soldiers. We were shadows in the fire." The story of Dresden is a solemn reminder that in the calculus of war, the cost of victory can be terrifyingly high. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please consider liking and subscribing for more explorations into history's most compelling moments. See you next time.